Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon.
Welcome into
this.
Monday,
Almost did. Welcome into this, the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next hour, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Hope everyone had a very, very Merry Christmas. This is that weird week in between Christmas and New Year's where nobody really wants to do anything, but
there's a lot of people that don't.
Yeah, that's true. But you have to go. A lot of us have to go back to work.
There's no doubt.
And there is stuff to be done this week. But it's kind of there's not a lot going on. There's there's not a lot of news happening, but Auburn does make some interesting things. Auburn finally hires a wide receiver coach.
Wasn't who we thought.
It was not who we thought. It is an old familiar face in Marcus Davis, former wide receiver at Auburn. So we'll talk about that a little bit. The coaching staff is now complete for Hugh Freeze. It'll be interesting to see. Every initial coaching staff. How long does it stay together? What's the chemistry like? How does everybody do their job? We'll find that out next year. So that shall be interesting to watch.
Isn't it?
It
from
is
all
very,
over, people all over the place.
He brought several guys from Liberty, the guys that were kind of the top notch guys at Liberty. He kept some guys from Auburn. He added an Auburn piece, got a little piece from Ole Miss, and so kind of two offensive coordinators that were not really any names that I heard.
Is there somebody that wasn't retained on last year's staff you wish he would have kept in your mind?
I thought maybe Ike Hilliard would be one that he would keep, but that would be the only one really that I would say. None of the rest of them.
And by the way, speaking of Ike Hilliard, the only reason I'll bring this up, last night I was watching one of those SEC storied, and they did it by the decade. Right. And that catch he had against Florida State in the national championship game, where he just basically went up and stopped on a dime. Yeah. Anybody else blows both knees out, not just one, but he makes the turn and scores. But anyway, just seeing him talk about that and all. But I thought Ike was actually a good piece at Auburn, but not going to be able to keep everybody. I think keeping Javon Reed and Zach Etheridge and Caddy and those guys are huge. Like Jimmy Brumball, we were in school down at Auburn with Jimmy, and I saw him all the time when I was working in the athletic department. So hated to kind of lose him, but coaches, they come and go, and head coaches are going to make their changes and make their choices, and because they ultimately have to be responsible at the end of the day. And I sent that over to you, talking about responsibility. Is that not amazing how much money Auburn spent since 2007 on coaches?
That is astounding.
Head coaches, not assistants.
Yeah.
Now, this is head ball coaches at Auburn. It's $121 million.
Now, granted, $28 million and
a lot of that's buyouts.
$20 million in $48 million in the last 4 or 5 years. That's a big
$48 million in buyouts in the last 4 years.
Now, granted, that's part of salary too.
Well, but it's still added in.
But yeah, what do we say? $36 million in just buyout. Just buyout. Not including salary.
A lot of stuff you can do with $121 million. Like pay for a whole new athletic facility that they just built. Yeah. Literally. When you look at that, and you look at what Auburn spent on a football-only facility, it really kind of fails in comparison, doesn't it?
Let me preface this by saying I'm ecstatic with the new football-only facility. It was needed.
Right.
It was needed. But isn't it
behind the times?
It's just
all right, look, did you hear
just so Auburn.
But didn't you hear what Hugh Freeze said in his press conference? about it. You know, that somebody asked him, said, how important do you think this new, how much did it play in getting some of these recruits? And in essence, he basically said it didn't play any part at all. I mean, he wasn't trying to be rude. He's like, don't get me wrong, we love it, but it's like
Auburn has got maybe one of the best
10 years
football
late
facilities, and it's 10 years too late.
It'll be nice.
It's at the exact moment when college football moves on and facilities mean. Everybody says, facilities mean nothing.
And we're actually tearing stuff down.
So,
we're actually downgrading. But anyway, you got it now. What?
Funny. I mean, and again, it's wonderful and it's great.
We were too busy paying coaches to worry about building a football only facility.
The comparison was that you sent over. I don't know where you got that from. Was that some tweet or was that some article?
Yeah, it came from a publication. I can't remember where it came from.
I believe it was something like, if I remember right, it was 120. And it was in 2007 to
it was Nick Saban.
In comparison was Nick Saban and versus
boy, what a
Auburn.
deal Alabama got his first year.
Alabama has paid Nick Saban since 2007
like
$112 million.
Yeah, 112. Yeah.
And Auburn has paid coaches, all the ones that they've hired since 2007, including buyouts, $120 million. That kind of just sums it up, doesn't it?
And if you want to look at production, if you want to look at ROI, who's gotten a better ROI during that time?
I'm certainly glad you didn't put the records next to those.
No, they don't need to be the records,
because that would make me feel a lot worse.
Well, I don't need to see records to have that make me feel any better. I mean, that's I already feel bad enough seeing the financial numbers that we've spent on, but it's astonishing. I mean, it's, what a bargain Alabama. I mean, seriously, if you look at what Alabama spent, how much money have they made during that time frame would be the question. And you asked, was Nick Saban worth it? $3.5 million was his first year salary at Alabama in 2007. I remember people raising heck. Man, I cannot believe we're paying $3.5 million. Now $3.5 million is toward the bottom of the conference.
Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously.
I mean, is there a coach in the SEC that's not making $3 million?
I don't think so.
3 or 4 million.
I know Vanderbilt's Vanderbilt's making 3.
Oh, I'm sure.
Plus,
probably. So it is pretty crazy. SEC transfer portal. That's always the portal. I think closes January the 18th. I think visits can begin again January 4th. So after all these bowl games, you might see another wave of guys entering the portal after bowl games. So there might be some other guys out there. What happens if
you're just in the portal and nobody picks you up or you don't change, you just go back?
You out of luck.
You
may not have a home.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some can go back, I guess.
I mean,
if schools will allow it. But
if schools are desperate.
That's right.
But a lot of them are going to say.
That's the deal with this portal. You're sitting there hanging out in space, and
that's life.
That is life.
You take a chance.
You make decisions.
Sometimes it works out well, and sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
But the transfer portal has not hurt Auburn nearly as bad this year, obviously, as it has in the last couple of years. You would expect that with coaching changes, but it was an interesting article Nathan King, I think, did. Not only the number of guys, but the production. And it's interesting to see how much production. Auburn not losing very much production really at all. So that's a good thing for this year.
We didn't have a lot of production that offered to begin with.
That's,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but we got some coming in.
Right.
Maybe got our 2 bookend tackles with Miller and Dylan
Well, didn't
Wade.
this just make you feel a lot? I mean, isn't it amazing we've gone 5 years with just mediocre offensive line recruiting, and then in 3 weeks, Hugh Freeze comes in and solidifies some pretty solid players and adds some depth to a very, very much needed position in the offensive line. Now, again, they got to develop, and some have already got experience because they're coming in the portal, but got some really good-looking players. And I read, I think it was either Brian or Jason's spin on it. Some of these guys finally look like SEC linemen. It's not, we're going to make this guy into this. we're getting a guy that already looks SEC ready.
And it's high school and JUCO.
That's
and
right. It's
transfer.
It's a mix.
So I mean that was the thing. Like, are we going? Maybe we're at the point now, and it didn't take long, where we're not going to be losing offensive linemen to Kentucky anymore. I mean, we might lose one to. We're going to lose some to Georgia and Alabama.
Well, absolutely.
USC and these things, Ohio State, but maybe we won't be losing them to Kentucky and
right.
Vandy and things like this. So,
well, and going back to this football-only facility, all the pieces are now in place. With a good collective, a stabilized coaching staff, hopefully, and everything that goes with all of that to compete again at the highest level in this conference with any recruit. When you bring them into your place and you show them what you can do and you show them the stuff that they can get and the possibilities through NIL and collective at Auburn versus some of these other places, that Auburn's going to be right in the mix with any school that they're going up against. That's Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. You got to sell the fact that we got to have you to get back up to this level, but we need more players like you, to come here to get this ball rolling in the right direction. Then you start convincing some of those to come, and then you start winning on the field at a consistent level, that you can compete with it. Auburn's proven that. They can go out and get recruits and sign top 10 classes year in and year out. And they did that under Gus Malzahn more times than not. His worst class was number 12. So,
well, it's about the very last one, I guess.
Well, I don't think he really even gets counts for that one. Was not going to end well, but it was salvaged. I think he ended up finishing 19th in the country. That was all. I think Brian Hartson did all his recruiting that month, and I think he quit after that. So
he said, "Well, okay,
I've done it all." So
Auburn going to start SEC basketball season tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at Neville Arena against the Florida Gators. Gators come in at 7-5, Auburn at 10-2, moving up to number 20 in the country. So they had fallen down, I think, about number 23 or something like that.
I actually shocked after splitting that road trip and losing to USC that they would move up. But,
well, I think everybody was impressed, and they saw that Auburn had a really bad night against USC.
They did.
And had so many turnovers, and knowing they would have won that game if they'd have played a little bit better. But Washington, they said, man, that's what Auburn's capable of. Right, so they see that, and
they need that kind of point production night in and night out in the SEC.
Yes, they do. Need that kind of production from everybody.
Right.
I mean, just kind of the turnovers were down, and the chemistry was a lot better, and everybody played in the flow of it.
That turnover number's got to come way down.
Yeah,
you've averaged 14, 15 turnovers a game.
We got to take a break, our first one of the day, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, And WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off, or payments as low as $369 a month. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 45 more minutes. Left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Let's go to the phone line.
What's up, Terry?
Guys, how y'all doing today?
Good, brother. How are you?
Guys, I had a great comment by a family member over the holiday that I wanted to share with y'all. A family member of mine made the statement. Said Brian Harsin was as determined to destroy the Auburn program as some of the politicians are as determined to destroy the United States of America.
It's hard to argue with that one.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Another friend of mine who visited Orlando, Florida, and Disney over the holiday said Brian Harsin was at Disney.
Yeah, he was. He's got plenty of money to spend on.
Oh, yeah, he's got tons of money.
You know, Universal, Disney, Bahamas, wherever he wants.
He was down there spending some of Yellow Man's money.
Yeah, that's it.
Any news out of the portal, guys? I know it's been kind of quiet, you know, and Auburn lost a couple of guys I think they were kind of counting on, but any news today or anything y'all expect to go down soon?
I haven't heard anything today.
No, I haven't heard anything today.
Okay. Anything you guys could predict or willing to predict or anything out there that's a possibility? Because we thought a couple of the guys were strong possibilities. I'm still can't believe an offensive lineman chose to go play for Gus and not come to Auburn.
Well, look, I'm so enthralled and impressed with what we did get in a short amount of time, offensive line wise. I'm impressed with the direction of the program and what Hugh Freeze can actually do when he has a full year. What he pulled off was, comparable to what we've had in the last 5 or 6 years is remarkable.
I think we'll still end up with a
quarterback. He signed more linemen in 3 weeks than Brian Harsin and Gus Malzahn did in 7 years.
That's true.
That's true. I think we'll still end up with a quarterback and maybe Dylan Johnson.
I was going to say,
back from Mississippi State.
When's he going to decide? I saw that, he's going to make an announcement on what he wants to do, and I know Auburn's still targeting him pretty highly. So we'll see if he ends up at Auburn.
Okay, well, we'll see. That's I fear the portals will be, and of course, as bowl season winds down, it kicks into high gear and winds down, you'll have more guys jump in the portal. So, guys, I'm going to go to Einstein Melville for patting myself on the back, told you Hugh Freeze was going to be the coach. You have a good day.
I'm sure we'll hear that on a weekly basis from now on. So
look, I was with me and James and Terry. We were on the Hugh Freeze first. He was our number one. So we'll either eat it or we'll.
Well, I don't think he's going to eat it. I think he's going to do, a really good job. I think he'll come in.
He's off to a good start.
He's proven himself already in this league, and we all know the difficulties of what it's like to coach at Ole Miss. And he took Ole Miss to a level that it had not been in a long time, and had them on the cusp of winning an SEC championship, and they weren't able to do it. But at one point in time, during that 2014 season, I think Ole Miss was number 3 in the country, and Mississippi State was number 1 in the country. And it's hard to believe that the center of the college football universe was in Mississippi.
I started thinking about those receivers that they had.
My God,
when he was there.
Well,
A.J. Brown.
And Laquan Treadwell.
Laquan Treadwell. I mean,
just loaded.
If we could bring, that would be nice to be able to see.
And look, and people can throw stones and say that, he cheated to get a bunch of those players. But, hey, look, now that all the stuff is out there and you can go buy and you can do whatever you want to do, it should just make it easier, really.
What do you think about Philip Montgomery calling the plays?
Look, I want to see what Hugh Freeze – I'm going to believe in what Hugh Freeze decides to do until proven otherwise. That's why you hire an OC, isn't it?
Yeah.
To let them call the plays, right? When you become – and look, doesn't mean – he said it. He said that does not mean that I'm going to be removed from the offense and I have the right to interject or step in when I feel needed. He said that when he talked about hiring Philip Montgomery. But, we see what a head coach has to do in this league, and you don't want to be bogged down too much with one particular element of the game. You need to be more broad. You need to be more of a CEO. You need to be able to handle all that. Doesn't mean that you're removed from it and you can't give your suggestions or you step in when you feel needed.
It's we talk about this every year, or we have for the last every time you hire a coach and they bring in an offensive coordinator, and Gus was notorious. He had several offensive coordinators, and we always
had a joke.
Look, Gus was really good at running the football, and he had a good plan, and he always was more partial to that. But it was his passing game that was just very, very high school-esque.
Right.
He could never, and he would bring in somebody that was supposedly going to enhance the passing game, but it never really did. It happened in 2017, I suppose. But it was a brief period.
Well, you just
Philip Montgomery is known for being a power running type guy, and he's really can he meld that with Hugh Freeze's NFL passing concepts, and it worked really well.
I think that's
the kind of thing you want to see, because I don't know if I don't think they know if that's going to happen. But Philip Montgomery's been really, really good.
Here's what I think is the most important element of everything you just said and what we've said on previous shows the last 3 years. Figure out your identity and stick with it. Dadgummit, man.
Yeah.
Stick with it and quit hopping around and trying to figure out halfway through a year that, hey, I want to do this or I want to be this and I don't have the personnel to do this. You can't build Rome in a day. if they come together and they decide they want to be a power team, a power team in 2022 is a different looking team than 1987. Okay, you have elements. It's not meaning that you only are going to run the football, right, and you're only going to throw it 6 or 7 times like some of the military academies are doing right now. But you're going to which one do you want to be more heavy toward? Is it going to be run or pass? You got to be a balanced team. Yeah. It's not going to be.
What's your personnel?
Well, what's your personnel? You got to be able to figure out what kind of quarterback you want in your system. And that was Gus's demise. Let's be honest about it. He couldn't figure out who he wanted to be. It was too much flipping and flopping. Every time Rhett Lashley, Chip Lindsey, whoever the offensive coordinator was, who's calling the plays? Well, he's calling the plays, and then you hear that he wasn't really calling the plays. The most important thing out of all this is establishing everybody's role, just telling everybody what the role is, letting them do the role, and then becoming whatever your identity is and sticking with it.
Well, if you got Robbie Ashford back there, I think we know what our identity is going to be. At least it should be. In that way.
I got a couple comments coming through. We'll take them when we come back.
Don't go anywhere. More to come right after these messages.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, their compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 30 more minutes. Brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com.
Yeah, a couple comments before we go to the phones. Jim said current totals, almost 2,000 have entered the portal, only 511 to this point have found a college to transfer to, so a third of those have found a home. The rest of them are just, out there hanging out. Bill said Dylan Johnson will announce on January the 3rd his intention of where he will move on to from Mississippi State. James, what's up, brother?
Hey, now, how y'all doing?
We're good, man.
Good.
You all right?
Good. Yeah, y'all have a good Christmas?
We did.
Yes, sir.
Very blessed. How about you?
Oh, good. I was just going to tell you, Andy, while you were on your trip, the coach sat over there in your chair, and I told him if he got too comfortable, he may be out there at the lake just watching the show. And he didn't smile. But anyway, I was going to tell y'all something the other day. I think our recruiting's going good, and I think it's going to get better. I think that our new coach knows how to play that portal. And I think he's already, like you were saying, he's picked up a couple of tackles that look like tackles, sound like tackles. And I think that's to an advantage. It has been a long time since we had a good, solid offensive line. And I believe that's going to get better. Now, I will tell you this, just a little aside story. I was taking a scan the other day, and they put me in, well, it was a PET scan. I was way up in one of those damn things, and I started thinking about something, and I don't know why it hit me. But when Willie Anderson was down there, and he was having all that trouble with his feet, and I started laughing. I was out in the middle of this thing in there, and I heard that guy say, "What's up?" I said, "I'll tell you when I get out of this damn thing."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I told him, I said, Willie Anderson had horrible feet, and I said, hell, there was nothing down there at Auburn that would hold him. And anyway, I said, except the veterinary medicine school. And one day they said that he was behind them. I think it was 2 camels, 2 llamas, and a giraffe or something. I don't know. But that's the way he found out that he just had flat feet or fallen arches, was going through that thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, what's that have to do with me? I just, when you get into one of those deals, you do what you do to make it through the time that you're in it. And that was the only thing I could do. I started dying laughing thinking about that. And Willie Anderson went on and had a good career in the pros, and I think he's a pretty successful businessman. I think he's in Atlanta now. But he was so damn big, and they didn't have one that he'd fit in. And that back in that time, that was a big boy. Still is. But that just hit me funny. I don't know why, and that's not funny, I don't guess, but that got me out of that thing. It seemed like a lot quicker. And anyway, that's just a little story from an old man, but a true story. And I hope y'all's Christmas was good, and I think this year we're going to be just fine. I really do. I feel real comfortable with it. And that's usually a sign, because I can usually pull them out a little bit ahead of time in my mind anyway, and it falls that way. So hopefully it will. And you guys just know around this house, y'all are number one. And that's the way it is. So
We appreciate you, James. Hey, and
I
look,
appreciate y'all too.
Thank you, brother.
Y'all gonna put a show on tonight?
Yes, sir. It'll be us
I'll be
again.
watching it again.
It'll be us again. You get 3 hours of us tonight.
Oh, that'll be good. Y'all do that good too. So, Andy, you take care of yourself and don't be taking any more of these trips now, because Coach really acted up while you were gone.
I'll get after him a little bit.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
See you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Ty said something about Spencer Sanders too. Could possibly. Yeah, Oklahoma State quarterback that Auburn's eyeing as well, been in contact with. So there's still some opportunities out there.
And again, I mean, it'll kind of open back up. I think you'll see it after the spring as well.
Right.
You'll see some movement there. But it's amazing how you just look at it and, just these numbers here about guys going into the portal and out of the portal. I mean, 26 guys leaving Texas A&M.
Yeah, that class.
22 leaving Florida.
Texas A&M has had the roughest 12 months probably, coming off the best recruiting class that you could have that a team could possibly.
I wonder how many of those are still there.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I mean, that's where I'm going with it. I mean, you think about where they were this time last year and all the controversy and what Jimbo Fisher said and kind of stirred up to what happened throughout this year and to where they are now. Now, you talking about the bottom falling out. You talking about a program that's on the decline.
Yeah.
It's Texas A&M. I mean, they had all the momentum rolling, and they've been hit harder than any team in the portal, and that's probably a lot to do directly from Jimbo Fisher. And people going, guy's a false prophet. He's selling a crap bill of goods, and I bought it, but I'm getting out of here. I don't like the direction of the program, don't like the way it feels, and I'm about to get out of here. Jim said Georgia and Ohio State press conference going on for their playoff game. They said one key to the Georgia success is Bloody Tuesdays, being so physical that no other team will out-physical them. A part they forgot to say was full of 4 and 5 stars as well. Yeah, hey, and I heard Kirby Smart say on that SEC story last night going back, he said, it's all about players. I mean, he mentioned, he goes, you can go out here and do all you want to, but to get out here and compete at the top level, you got to have the players to do it. And they had to beef up recruiting after Mark Richt. It's not a secret.
Right. Dylan Johnson announcing January the 3rd.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, yep.
Got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after these important messages.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper Mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for just a couple more segments. In today's show, brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage, closing loans in about 15 days. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248.
Let's go to the phone lines again. Bo, what's up, man?
Hey, guys, I just happened to walk in, and I caught the last 30 seconds or so of Mr. James Hayes' call, and I had to do a double take because he sounds just like Coach Stallings.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's impersonating Coach Stallings.
We were thinking Jim Gregory or the comedian.
Right, right.
Well, I don't know. That's the way it struck me. Hey, but I enjoy you guys' programs, even though I'm a Bama fan. You guys are real knowledgeable about football, and I just love anything football.
Well, we appreciate it, brother. And again, we got a lot of Alabama fans that tune us in, so we'll take your viewership any day. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, thank you, Bo. Appreciate it, and happy New Year to you,
Coach. I bet James has never said.
I don't. Yeah, I wonder how he takes to being compared to Coach Stallings. So. You can be compared to a lot worse.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah.
But bowl game going on in Montgomery, Camellia Bowl.
11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 14-6 now. Buffalo leads at half over Georgia Southern.
Okay. Ty said that Wake Forest's quarterback enters the transfer portal, Sam Hartman. He was a
He's
really
pretty good
looking,
pretty good
looking
player.
quarterback. He's done a lot of good work with
Wake
Forest.
I definitely think, and I said this last week, that Auburn has to get another quarterback in that room for depth-wise. But, I mean, I'm excited to see what Robbie Ashford can do in this offense. And with somebody really working with him and him being healthy and, he's got the arm to make any throw on the field. He obviously is one of the more physical runners that you'll see at the quarterback position. He's a big kid, physical. He can take hits, and I think he's pretty smart with the ball when he's running it. So, I mean, he's got all the ability, man. I mean,
it's a delicate situation. But, I mean, I look at Robbie, and there are times last year where he would make a throw. There are several throws in my mind that just stick out. One of the first ones, I think it was when he came into the game. I guess it was that against Missouri. When he threw that deep ball, it was just beautiful. I mean, it was as good as you could have made.
Right.
The throw against Alabama. there for that
Well,
touchdown.
and what about the throws in the first half of LSU? I don't know that you can
threw
play
for 300 yards against LSU.
I don't think you can play better in the first half than he did against LSU.
So, I mean, I look at it and I say, okay, he's got these tools. Can he duplicate them? That's what separates the guys from being a really good quarterback. Can you duplicate that time in and time out and make more of those throws than you do bad throws?
Here's the summation of Brian Harsin and anybody that played under him. Take whatever you saw of that player and wipe it clean, wipe the board clean, because Brian Harsin in 2 years had one huge problem, Andy, is second half adjustments.
Yeah.
We went in the tank in the second half both years. And the LSU game's a prime example of what happened from the first 2 quarters to the last 2 quarters. I mean, Robbie Ashford didn't forget at halftime how to play quarterback. He had the game taken away from him because the coaching staff obviously couldn't make adjustments. And they went in the tank, and what they kept trying to do didn't work. So the other team, at that time LSU, made an adjustment, and we didn't adjust back. So you know what happens to the common football fan out there? They go, well, man, these ain't no good. You are a victim or success based on what system you're in and what your coaching staff decides to do as far as making adjustments and changes. I mean, that's what we saw notoriously. Plus all the back and forth and interchange in the first few games of the year. You can't get any kind of beat on a game when you're coming in and out of a game like they were doing. We all talked about it. You just – that system doesn't work.
I look at Robbie Ashford on the sideline as well. But a lot of that and a lot of the immaturity, you look at it and you say, the guy, it's his first guy starting. It's his first time ever really playing major college football. So can he mature mentally and emotionally as well as he can?
I think what he went through
physically
this year was the best thing in the world that could happen to him, because he was playing when nobody gave him a chance. Everybody thought, he couldn't get it done. It was a terrible situation all the way around. So much turmoil and conflict going on. I'm hoping, knock on wood, that this is as bad a situation as you can be a part of. From here up, it's going to be like utopia to him. You're going to be put in an opportunity, in a situation to be able to be successful, and you're going to look back and say, I grew from all that stuff. That made me tougher. It made me a better player going forward. And I'm hoping that's what happens to Robbie Ashford, because he did unwillingly take the criticism of a lot of us, and we didn't know he was hurt as bad as he was.
That's
and
true.
he still stuck it out and played his rear end off.
He's tough. He's earned some stripes this year.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think athletic-wise, he's as good as anybody you can ask for back there. He's just got to have the right coaching.
Yeah, Ty brings up Marcus Davis again. He apparently is going to be the Auburn wide receiver coach. That is official. He was at Auburn. I think he was a freshman on that 2013 team, if I remember right. I know he played on that team because I remember the catch against Texas A&M on was that 4th down or was that 3rd and long? I forget, but I mean it was one of the most
huge play. It was a huge play
in the 4th quarter that kind of kept the drive going and got us down there.
Marcus Davis is a good receiver.
He was very good. He's at Georgia Southern. He was at Georgia Southern as a wide receiver coach. He was at Hawaii before that. That's a nice gig. But
tough.
Both Georgia Southern, people don't realize they were the number 4 passing team in the country. So he put some really good receivers and coached them up on the field.
And a lot of people feel the same way John does. He thinks Robbie Ashford's going to be pretty dangerous next year.
Really up and coming kind of recruiter too, Marcus Davis. So I think that's a big part of that too. And then you tie in the fact that he was at Auburn. It's
a pretty good recipe.
It's a great fit.
Pretty good recipe.
Don't go anywhere. One final segment of the Auburn Blitz coming up right after this.
Hey guys, this is Nate Pass with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon. Just to a couple of comments to get those before we get to the final phone call. TJ Finley still, as a part of the Auburn team, as far as I know, has not entered the transfer portal. I'm not sure there is any place to go as far as FBS is concerned, but you never know.
I think everybody's seen enough.
I think people just assume he will end up transferring, but that has not been the case, at least so far. Let's go back to the phone line.
Yeah, let's get this call. Bo, what's up?
Everything's good. How about you?
Good, brother.
Hey, is our punter have another year, or are we having to replace him?
He will be back.
He's coming back. Yeah, he is.
All right. That's great news. That's great news. Now, when does the playoff expand? That's not next year, but the year after?
2025.
2024.
24?
Yeah. We're going to be in the hunt, is it?
That's right. It's 25 is when we are expecting Oklahoma and Texas.
Right.
That's where my mind was. Playoff-wise, it expands next year.
Yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable for us to think we're going to be in the hunt. I feel good about that.
With it opening up to 12 teams, I would think that would that would be a great opportunity. It would have you'd have Hugh Freeze have an opportunity to get that first year under his belt, to get another really good recruiting class in, and Robbie Ashford might be a junior that time with a couple of years of experience. It would be a prime time for Auburn to contend.
Well, have you heard anything about? I've kind of followed Holden Garner. He's going to be in the mix, don't you think, in the spring?
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, he was a solid recruit coming in.
Yeah, if he's not, I don't know why he's on the team.
Right.
All right, guys, I'll let you go. I appreciate your time, and Warrior going to really love your show.
Thank
Appreciate it, Bo.
Appreciate you, buddy. No, I mean, the reason I keep saying we need another one is you need to have 3 solid quarterbacks in the room. You don't need to be down to 2 guys. We saw in a game this past year where, your top 2 guys can go down in back-to-back plays. I know it's unlikely, but it can happen. And then you're down to player number 3. But anyway, there's some really decent quarterbacks out in the portal. If Auburn were able to land one of those and add them to the mix, again, that doesn't mean they're going to come in and be the starter. It means that you got 3 viable options.
And you want competition.
Well, you always
want
want
really good competition,
right?
To push guys to be their best, and that's why.
I saw again going back. I watched the story last night because it was on, and Jay Barker was talking about that '92 Miami team that they had to face, and what everybody was saying and what they were saying offensively, and he said it was fun to watch other teams have to go against that defense he had to go against every day in practice. He said you can't really tell other teams how good they are until they get out there and experience. And that, again, iron sharpens iron. The better your competition is, the higher level that you have to play at if you want to be the guy. If you've got a bunch of has-beens or nobodies in there and you don't have to work for it, then,
it shows.
That's exactly right. It does show.
Let's quickly get one more phone call before we can get.
Go ahead, caller. Hey, caller,
Brandon, you with us?
Brandon, you with us? Going once, going twice.
No Brandon.
No Brandon.
Okay. Well,
let's go, Brandon.
All right. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. 4 bowl games today. The Camellia Bowl, 14-6 Buffalo up on Georgia Southern there at Crampton Bowl. The First Responder Bowl, Memphis and Utah State. Memphis is 7-point favorite in that one. Birmingham Bowl today. The Battle of Carolina. Coastal and East going at it. Coastal Carolina 9-3, but they're pretty good. No quarterback, I guess. No starting quarterback.
Yeah, no starting.
So East Carolina's a 7-point favorite in that one. And then kind of an interesting bowl tonight, Wisconsin and Oklahoma State. New coach Luke Fickell, not going to be part of this one, but you don't care, huh? No. You have not watched much bowl games at all.
Waiting for the playoffs.
Waiting for the playoffs. All right. On this day, it is December the 27th. The Cleveland Browns won the NFL championship, beating Baltimore coach 27-0. Have not done anything since. 1964. It's the only winning major championship until the Cavaliers won it in 16.
Right.
1971, the first Fiesta Bowl. Arizona State beat Florida State 45-38. That's a great game. And 1974, on this day, Archie Griffin won his first Heisman. And then he would, of course, win the next. And he's the only player still to win 2 Heisman trophies.
That's right.
Happy birthday today, Sidney Greenstreet. He was an interesting guy. He was in Maltese Falcon and Casablanca. He was the guy, the fat man. Was nominated for an Academy Award. He was the Gus Malzahn of cinema. Nominated for best supporting actor. Never again nominated for the rest of his career. First movie he ever did, Maltese Falcon.
How about that?
There you go. Marlena Dietrich, great actress back in the day. She was in Touch of Evil, had a great role in that. Larissa Latinina won 9 gold medals in gymnastics and 9 gold medals in the World Championships as well from Ukraine.
Got a lot of gold.
A lot of gold. John Amos from Good Times, still around. Ironically, they killed him off of Good Times, and he's the one still alive of the bunch. So. Mick Jones from Foreigner, guitarist. Yeah.
God, 19 years old.
Yeah. David Knopfler, brother of Mark, founder of, what's the band with Mark Knopfler? Dire Straits. Steve Jones won the U.S. Open 1996. Remember Andre Tippett?
I remember Andre Tippett.
Hall of Fame linebacker. One played at Iowa. Yeah, New England.
New England, that's right. Yeah, he was on that 80. He was on the Super Bowl team and got the ring beat in by the Bears.
That's right. Bill Self, Mark Few, Steve Wallace from Auburn. Great. One of the great left tackles. One of the great left tackles of all time. Bill Goldberg, wrestler, played at Georgia. Heather O'Rourke, little girl from Postgres.
Right.
Died. Tragic.
Very odd.
From a very young age. Carson Palmer, Heisman winner, and Cole Hamels, pitcher. He's going to wrap it up for us. He's Brad. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.